Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you what if Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune because I'm going to be giving you something new, a new series today. But I'm not going to be spoiling it yet and telling you guys the name. Just stay in tune and I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto rebuild the Uzumaki clan and a new episode of Naruto Ancestor. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Anime King and Anime King 2 and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. But for now, let's get straight into this. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last part we left off, Naruto made a deal with Gaara as they found out that the Shikaku was being controlled. Shikaku wasn't even her real name. Yes, Shikaku was a female, as the tail beast wasn't named Shikaku. It was the first Jinchuriki host that sealed his soul in the tail beast, and he called himself Shikaku. So Naruto went inside Gaara's mindscape as he activated Susanoo and ripped out the soul, killing it. And now Shikaku is back to normal, a lovely female, and she apologized to Gaara and she's going to help him as well, as Naruto is going to create a new body for her and she's going to leave yokai in Gaara's system so he will survive and still able to use his ultimate defense, and she will also help him in his wind affinity. Jiraiya also came to the village as he tried to mend with Naruto, but Naruto was angry at first as Naruto told him all the things that he went through and he wasn't here. But Naruto told him he will give him one more chance, but this time if he messed up, they will have nothing to talk to each other about, as Jiraiya promised that he will do his best. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. After Jiraiya paid for the meal and the group finished eating ramen, Naruto had ate 23 bowls. They headed to one of the training grounds that had a waterfall in it. Well, let's get started, said Jiraiya as he bit his thumb and went through hand sign. Summoning Jutsu. In a burst of smoke, a large toad appeared. He then released his tongue as a large scroll appeared. You need to sign the scroll in your own blood, said Jiraiya as he looked at the group. You three go ahead, I need to summon Kanaka first, Naruto said, as he took out the Pachio card as he held it to his forehead. Kanaka, he said, as Kanaka materialized out of light. How did you do that? Jiraiya asked, surprised. Clan secret, Naruto said, as he then turned to Kanaka. I summon you so you can sign the toad summoning scroll. Okay Naruto, thanks, she said, as she smiled cheerfully right after him, as all of them signed the scroll, as the toad then swallowed back the scroll as he vanished. Alright, just perform the hand signs that I show you guys, said Jiraiya. The 5 of them bit their thumb as they went through hand signs and said, Summoning Jutsu. 5 large poof of smoke appeared, and when Jiraiya saw what came out of the smoke, his jaw dropped. There stood 3 giant toads and 2 small ones, but not just any toads. There stood Gamabunta, the toad boss summoned, his guard, Gamankin, the 2 elders, Ma and Pa, and none other than the Agama Senin himself. Why did you summon me, Jiraiya? Said Gamabunta as he looked around. His eyes then went wide. Never mind that. How the hell did you summon all 5 of us? Indeed, Jiraiya boy, last time I checked you could barely summon Ma and myself, said Pa. Oh dear, I haven't been summoned in over 100 years. My old bones, said the old toad. Great, Why do I have to get this old guy? Eva said, from on top of his head. I didn't summon you. These kids did on their first try, Jiraiya said. Kids? What kids? Asked Gamabunta, as he looked around as he saw Negi next to Ma, as he saw Naruto next to Pa, and Eva on top of the old toad's head, and Kanaka on top of the guard toad's head, as he looked above and saw Asuna sliding down between his eyes and his nose. Us, said Asuna, as she then vanished in light and appeared next to Negi, and Eva and Kanaka as well, as Naruto landed as well as they looked up at the toads. If I didn't know that Jiraiya cannot summon us by himself, and there is no one else around, I would call you all a liar, said Ma. You really expect that these kids can summon us? As she then was choking from the killing intent coming from Eva. You better watch your mouth, little toad. As for being young, what a joke. I am older than all 5 of you combined. I was alive before the Sage of Six Paths discovered chakra. Hell, I'm over 600 years older than the Jubi, the first Biju, said Eva in a laugh. Is that true? Jiraiya asked Naruto. Yeah, in fact, Eva, Asuna, Kanaka, Negi, along with their friends, helped seal the Jubi, and they accidentally got sealed in as well. And when the Sage of Six Paths split the Jubi into 9, they end up in the Kyubi. And when the Kyubi was sealed inside me, they were as well. Oh, I see, said Ma, as she looked at Eva with a newfound respect. My apologies, miss. Oh, my name is Evangeline. Lady Evangeline Fuhen, Eva said, introducing herself as she released the killing intent. It's an honor to meet you, Evangeline Sama, said Ma with a slight bow. Charm, I'm sure, said Eva. My name is Negi Springfield Fuhen Evangeline, first apprentice, Negi said. And I am Asuna Fuhen, Eva, second apprentice, said Asuna. Hello, I am Kanaka, Kono Fuhen, said Kanaka with a smile. And I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Fuhen, head of the Fuhen clan, and Eva and Asuna fiancé. The Jinjulki of the 9 Tails, and the godson of this pervert over here, Naruto said. So, you're Minato and Kushina's son, said Pa. Well, if you kids manage to summon us on your first try, giving you a test would be a waste of time. So is there anything you want to talk to us about? Yes, we want to do some Sannin training, said Naruto. Or at least me, Negi, and Kanaka. Said the old toad. You all seem to have pure heart, but you seem angered right now. Why is that, he asked as he looked at Naruto. Well, said Naruto as he glared at Jiraiya after meeting the perverted bastard over here who was supposed to protect me from the villagers who beat me and tried to kill me a number of times. I think I have the right to be pissed off. Damn right you do. I've been telling him to meet you for years, said Gamabunta. Well, I will allow you 3 to train in Senjutsu. When you are ready to start, send a messenger toad back to Mount Miyaboku and I will reverse summon you there, said the old toad. Before that, could Gamabunta bring us some toad oil? Dad had started some research involving natural chakra, or Ryaku as it is called. And I started my own project, so can I have some? Sure. How much do you need? Asked Gamabunta. About 30 gallons of it, Naruto said. That's a little much, but alright. Do you have anything to put it into? Gamabunta asked. Give me a minute, said Naruto. He then raised his hand over his head as there was a flash of light and a giant bottle appeared. I will give it to you to fill after I place a seal on it to make it weightless, Naruto said, as he writes something with his brush and his ink that appeared in his next hand. When he was done, he handed the bottle to the Toad boss. If you don't mind me asking, where did this bottle came from? Asked Gamabunta. I used the bloodline I gained from Negi, creation, to convert my chakra into matter. In this case, a bottle, Naruto explained. Hold on, said Ma. You can make anything? Yes, said Naruto. You mean any objects, right? She asked. Actually, he really meant anything. We all were sealed inside of him, and now we have bodies of our own. So yeah, he can make anything. My God, said Pa in shock. Only the Sage of Six Paths was able to create life. Well, I can't just create life just like that, Naruto explained. I can only create the bodies, but I can put the soul inside of it. I can't just create a soul like that. Oh, I see. Well, we should go before I have a heart attack, said the old toad. With that, the five toads disappear in a poof of smoke, leaving behind Naruto, Negi, Asuna, Eva, Kanaka, and a very shocked Jiraiya. Well, we're done with summon, said Negi. Next up, Rasengan, said Naruto, as he looked at Jiraiya. Oh yeah, the Rasengan, right, said Jiraiya. Well, this training is divided into three parts: control, power, and shape. For the first step, control, we will need some spherical water balloons. Can you? He asked, looking at Naruto. Sure, Naruto said, as he created a lot of water balloons. Yes, these will do. Now, watch closely, said Jiraiya, as he took one of the water balloons and placed it in his hand. After a few seconds, it popped. Can any of you tell me how I did that? He asked. You use your chakra, obviously, said Eva. Yeah, Jiraiya said. But how did I use it? He asked. You rotate it in different directions, Naruto said as he deactivated his Sharingan. Yes, the point of this exercise is to make your chakra rotate in various directions. Now, get a balloon and try it yourself, Jiraiya said. Jiraiya was stunned as all of them did it on their first try. You five got it on the first try. How good is your chakra control? He asked. Very good, at least on full level, as far as I can tell, said Negi. But how? With the amount of chakra you have, he said. We have hundreds of years with nothing better to do, said Asuna. What about you, Naruto? Asked Jiraiya. A minute equal to an hour in my mindscape, and I've been training there ever since I was 5. Do the math, said Naruto. I see. So on to the next phase, said Jiraiya, as he then tell them that he needed rubber balls, as Naruto created them. As Jiraiya was shocked again, as all of them managed to pop their balls really quickly. Alright, you got phase 2. All that is left now is shape. You need to compress your rotating chakra into a ball, Jiraiya said as he created that Rasengan in his hand, like this. So that's what the Rasengan looked like, said Eva. Yeah, look what this baby can do, said Jiraiya, as he slammed the Rasengan and a nearby tree burst in a hole right through it. Kyuubi said that the one that Dad used against her that night was more bigger and powerful, Naruto said. Well, as I'm sure you all know, the Rasengan is an incomplete technique. Your father was trying to add an affinity to it, so I'm guessing the one he used back then was a prototype, Jiraiya explained. I see, a technique that combined perfect shape manipulation as well as a perfect affinity will be nothing shorter than a S rank, Eva said. For the next hour or so, they practiced Rasengan as they got it on their second try, but they wanted to make it more powerful and more stronger. And now it only took them 5 seconds to create it in one hand, and it was big as Jiraiya's. That should be enough for today. We can continue training tomorrow, said Negi. Yeah, let's get something to eat, said Asuna. What about the oil you asked Gamabunta to gather for you? Eva asked Naruto. Oops, I forgot about that. I will have a toad go ask if he's ready, said Naruto. After a while, Naruto summoned Gamabunta as he got the oil as he thanked him, as Gamabunta then poofed away. Alright, said Naruto. Let's go get something to eat, as they all headed off. Time skip. It was finally here, the finals of the Chunin exams, as the Fuhen clan members were excited, as everyone was here. The clans of Konoha, the important people, the civilians. In a part of a stance with some other ninja, the entire Fuhen clan stood there, with the kids that didn't pass and their senseis. How much longer until they start? Choji asked Asuma as he ate a bag of chips. Just a few more minutes, said Asuma. Well, the Fuhen should hurry if they don't want to be late, Kakashi said, as everyone stared at him in disbelief. What is it? Kakashi asked. You're calling someone late? Really? You? Said Asuma as he chuckled. Hey, don't get used to it. I just want to see all the fights, he said. They will be too good to miss. As he lifted off his headband, showing a normal eye. Kakashi, what happened to your Sharingan? Asked Kurenai. Oh, it's just deactivated, said Kakashi. You could do that? Asked Asuma. I can now, Kakashi said. Let's just say that Naruto has some very effective healing ability. I had a feeling that he was involved, said Kurenai. Rumor has it that he possessed the Sharingan himself. He does. Most of us do, said Negi. But how? Asked Asuma. The same way how Naruto did, said Asuna. Our vampire bloodline. But how do you all have that bloodline? And whose blood did you drink? Asked Kurenai in shock. How we have that bloodline is a clan secret. As for whose blood we drink, it's Naruto, said Haruna as she flashed her Sharingan. Does Sasuke know? Asked Choji with a smirk. No, we left the day after preliminaries, and we got back from training yesterday. Oh, this should be good then, said Tenten as she and her team arrived. Kakashi, my eternal rival, what a glorious day for such youthful battles, said Guy. No, it isn't, said Kakashi, as everyone was confused. I understand what you mean, said Kin, as she looked at the cage boot. As the Kazekage, aka Orochimaru, arrived in his disguise with his bodyguards. The sound 4. Yes, I believe you're right, said Guy as he slumped down in a seat next to Kakashi. Hey, where's Kiba? Asked Choji. Well, let's just say that Tasumi has been pissed off lately, said Kakashi. Where are those kids? Asuna asked. The San siblings aren't here either. Well, I know for a fact that Sasuke is somewhere around the stadium and is waiting for his match to make a grand entrance, said Kakashi. Why aren't you with him? Kurenai asked. I was actually expecting you two to show up late with a leaf Shunshin right inside the arena. Like hell, I'm going to help that worthless, ungrateful bastard, said Kakashi. Why? Did he piss you off with something? Asked Asuma. He did the one thing I have restrained myself from doing since I got this eye, Kakashi said. Don't tell me he copied your jutsu without permission, asked Guy. Yeah, typical Uchiha arrogance. I hope he blew his goddamn hands off, said Kakashi to himself. As the time for the match to begin, Genma approached the people that were already there, Shikamaru, Oshaizu, Shino, and Lee. Are you guys ready? Asked Genma. I am going to fight against someone who can easily turn me into paste. What do you think? Asked Oshaizu. The conditions are acceptable, said Shino. Troublesome exam, said Shikamaru to himself. What about the others? Shikamaru asked. Well, if they are not here when the match begins, they will be disqualified. Do not worry, Naruto Flames of Youth will burn brightly today. They will arrive on time, Lee said. Sure. I'll just start things off then, said Genma. Genma's sweat dropped as he was about to raid the Hokage when several things happened at the same time. In the cage booth, the Raikage appeared with Samui on his side as he greeted Sarutobi, as the Kazekage was now pale, paler than before. And then Jiraiya appeared on Sarutobi's left. And Anko emerged from the shadow with an evil grin on her face in the cage booth, right behind Sarutobi. In the stands, Yujito appeared in a burst of lightning next to the Fuhen group. They're here, she said. Down in the arena, Temari showed up in a small tornado of wind as her brothers appeared in a sand sunshin. At the same time, Evangeline came through Lee's shadow, and Ino phased through the ground in her ghostly form. Once she came out fully, she was now solid, as Hinata appeared out of nowhere and Haku came out of an ice mirror. As the spectators watched them, they couldn't be more impressed, as applause were heard from everywhere over the stadium. These kids really know how to make an entrance. Well, since the competitors for the first match are here, we can begin, said Genma as he was about to read the Hokage. Wait, hold on a sec, Naruto will be here soon, said Eva. How soon? Asked Genma. Now, said Hinata, as she pulled out a 3-pronged kunai. Is that? Asked Genma. Rather than responding, Hinata threw the weapon towards the ground. In a flash of black and yellow, Naruto grabbed the kunai as he appeared. Yo, I'm not late, am I? Naruto asked a smirk. Nope, you're right on time, love, said Ino. How is that? As Genma was stuttering. Is that the Hiroshin? He asked. In the stands, the rest of them were shocked, as they know that technique. That is Minato Namikaze technique, the yellow flash, which he was able to decimate the stone shinobis in the third Great Shinobi War. A mere 12-year-old mastering an S-rank jutsu like that was shocking. Those that were ninjas and know the details of the jutsu rubbed their eyes to see if they were seen correctly. You have to have beyond cage level chakra to use this jutsu on that perfect level. Sure, he had the chakra because of the Kyuubi, but being able to control it so precise. But Kakashi already understand, since that Naruto gained a chakra boost from Eva and the others. Even the Raikage, Sarutobi, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, all of them combined, Naruto has 3 times the chakra of all of them. Meanwhile, Orochimaru's fear was overwhelming by his anger. It was as if the blonde shit was doing this, especially to mock him after he revealed his Sharingan to him, and now this. This brat has to pay, Orochimaru thought. Unbelievable. He managed to learn Minato's jutsu, said A. Yes, truly remarkable, but I didn't know there were any records of the Hiroshin left after the Kyuubi attack, the Kazekage said. Well, he's my new apprentice after all, said Jiraiya. Really? Since when? Asked Sarutobi. This morning, this old pervert literally begged Naruto on his hands and knees to accept, said Anko. And it actually worked? Sarutobi asked in surprise. He's been doing that for a month. How come Naruto just cave in? Oh, Naruto said something about having more time to torture the pervert, said Anko. Makes sense, said Sarutobi, as Jiraiya was crying anime tears. And people call me sadistic. Well, can't blame them, Orochimaru said as he chuckled to himself. I am beginning to wonder if Yujito marrying this kid is such a good idea, A thought. Their thoughts were interrupted by Genma giving the Hokage the signal for his speech. After his speech was over, Sarutobi sat back in his chair with a smirk on his face. As the first match began, the moment the match began, Genma had to jump away as Haku and Eva froze the entire arena. For the next 10 minutes, anyone who saw the arena were shocked as it looked like a snowstorm as the both of them were using really powerful techniques. Eventually, they break away and went to the opposite side of the arena as the both of them started to chant. Up in the stands, the ninja were looking at them confused. What are they doing? Asked Asuma. I never heard that jutsu before, said Kurenai. I would have been very surprised if you would. That's one of the oldest elemental techniques. The same could be said for the many of the other attacks they use, but they didn't bother to call out their name, said Negi. Considering that they've been using ice like crazy, this is another ice-based technique, Kakashi asked. It's actually a double element technique. It used both ice and darkness, Negi said, as he looked at their disbelieving look. I thought only the Nara clan had darkness element, asked Asuma. First of all, said Asuna, everyone has darkness. It just matters how much you have and how you use it, and the Nara doesn't have darkness, they have shadow. From the looks of it, this must be the final attack. Who do you think could win? My money is on Haku, said Asuma. Eva, any day of the week, she has just been playing with Haku and let the crowd and the examiner see some of their skills and technique. If she want, she could end this match within seconds, said Negi. Really? How strong is she? Asked Kurenai. Honestly, or do you want us alive? Asked Asuna. Honestly, said Kurenai. She's Biju level, at least 3 tails, said Asuna. Come on, be serious, said Kurenai. All she received was blank stares. You're kidding, right? Asked Asuma as he gulped. Nibi is scared of her, said Yujito, as Asuma and Kurenai both gulped after hearing that. They're about to finish. Look, said Negi. The both of them finished their chant as they brought their hands together as they unleashed twin dark tornadoes of frost. They clashed in the center, but Haku was overpowered by Eva as she was hit by the spell, as Haku was knocked out by the attack, and Eva won. The next match was delayed for a while in order to melt the ice that covered the entire arena. In the end, none of the fire jutsu that the Chunin used has any real effect, so Naruto had to went down there and use some fire spell to melt the ice. Unfortunately, the second match didn't happen after all, as Kankuro forfeit. The third match was between Ino and Hinata as everyone wondered who would win. When the match started, both of them engaged in a short weapon throwing spar. What are those two doing? Asked Kurenai. I have no idea. Ino should know to not fight against a Byakugan user with just weapons, and Hinata could have charged at her by now, said Asuma. They're testing each other's reaction speed, Kakashi said as he narrowed his eyes. Back in the arena, Ino dodged the last kunai Hinata threw at her as the both of them summoned their rings. After that, there was a short pause as the both of them chanted in their mind, and then they called out their technique. As Ino slashed her arms in an X motion, and a dense fog was sent towards Hinata. Hinata finished her technique as a huge amount of water burst from her ring and went towards Ino. The fog was overtaken by the water, but when the water reached Ino, it passed right through her. As everyone looked at her in surprise, they noticed that she had her hands in a custom hand sign. I take it that this is one of her new techniques, said Kurenai. Yes, it turns her body into a ghost, making things pass right through her, Negi said. Yes, but unfortunately for Ino, Hinata is one of her worst possible opponents, said Asuna. What do you mean? Asked Kakashi. Just watch, said Asuna. When Hinata saw that Ino used her technique, Hinata grinned as she then shunned Shin right in front of Ino. You lose, Hinata whispered, as she unleashed some well-placed palm strike towards Ino's stomach, to everyone's surprise. Instead of passing through her like the water did, the strikes made contact as Ino coughed up blood. Before Hinata could strike again, Ino slammed her hands together as she dived into the ground below. Why didn't Ino did that before? Asked Asuma. Hinata was too quick the moment the water passed through Ino. Hinata, ready to strike, said Negi. Ino can't move too well when a chakra substance passed through her, and Hinata used so much chakra in that water strike that it messed with her transparency, said Negi. Hinata was now looking around as two hands came from the ground as they tried to grab Hinata's feet, but Hinata vanished as she was now in mid-air as she focused on the ground and went straight down as she slammed her palm into the ground as chakra was sent down into the ground with great force as Ino was sent flying out of the ground. Hinata then thrust forward as she slammed her hand in the back of Ino's head, knocking her out. Damn, so quick, said Asuma. As the match was over and Hinata was declared the winner, the next match was Shikamaru versus Temari. This match was over really quickly as Shikamaru gave up after holding Temari in his shadow, as Temari was announced the winner as Shikamaru went up. That was pathetic, said Kankuro. I need to reserve my chakra for the invasion. What invasion? Asked Oshaizu. The sound is attacking us soon. Orochimaru is the Kazekage, Naruto said. How do you know? He asked Shikamaru. The Hokage told me yesterday. He wanted me to stick by the stadium until every civilian is evacuated, said Shikamaru. So, I'm the only one left out? Asked Oshaizu. No, I was not informed either, said Shino. I did not know of this. If I had, I would have trained, said Lee. Lee then turned at Naruto. Naruto, I want our fight to be youthful, but if this invasion is going to happen, don't worry, Lee. Fight to your heart content, said Naruto. And whichever one of us win, we need to cripple Sasuke. That is most unyouthful, said Lee. I can heal him as long as he's not a corpse. But we need to make him look not to worry for Orochimaru, on the off chance that Orochimaru escaped today and survived. So he won't try to come after Sasuke again, Naruto said. It's the Hokage orders. Very well, Naruto, said Lee. The next match was Oshaizu vs Gaara. As Gaara started by sending tentacles as sand at her, but she channeled chakra into her blade as she sliced right through them. Whoa, some wind manipulation, said Asuna. As Asuna then started swinging her weapons as she was releasing wind blades, as Gaara saw his sand drop like nothing, as Gaara had to dodge as those wind blades could cut him right in half. The fight went on for about half an hour when Gaara decided to end it. Of course, he was in a tight spot, but he still had a yokai inside of him. She was about to send another fire blast at Gaara when she found herself unable to move, as she then looked down to see the ground was cracked as sand enveloped her, as it started from her foot as it came up, as it went up to her neck. As she remembered what Gaara did to Dosu, I give up, she said. As it was now Naruto and Lee as they went into the arena. Before this match begins, said Genma, Hokage has an announcement to make. Yes, said Sarutobi as he stepped forward. I am pleased to inform you that the son of Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, is alive, and his identity will be revealed now, as everyone was shocked out of their mind when they heard that. But guys, I'm ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in social media platform, and stay in tune for the rest of the what is coming your way. And I hope you enjoy each and every one of them. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.